Bitcoin Market Update, September 2025. Bitcoin continues to hold the spotlight in global finance, trading within a tight but critical range while institutional adoption, mining dynamics, and regulatory progress shape the asset's trajectory. With price action consolidating between key levels, the market appears to be entering a decisive stage that could define Bitcoin's near-term direction. Market and price movements. Bitcoin is currently trading around $110,700, with price action fluctuating between 110K support and 113K resistance. This consolidation reflects both investor caution and underlying confidence. Analysts suggest this range is a coiling phase that often precedes significant breakouts. The crypto options market shows a bullish tilt, with traders buying call options targeting 140K by year-end. This indicates strong medium-term optimism, though macroeconomic headwinds are tempering immediate upside. One key factor weighing on sentiment is weaker-than-expected U.S. non-farm payroll data, which has increased concerns about economic slowdown. This has caused hesitation among bulls, as slower growth could impact liquidity inflows into risk assets like Bitcoin. Still, the asset's ability to hold above 110K in the face of macro pressures underscores its resilience. Institutional adoption and strategic developments. Bitcoin's institutional adoption continues to accelerate. BlackRock and major asset managers have reiterated their stance on Bitcoin as part of a diversified portfolio, with some recommending 1 to 3% exposure as a hedge against inflation and currency debasement. Bitcoin ETFs in the U.S. remain strong, with daily trading volumes consistently in the billions, providing traditional investors with direct exposure. Globally, El Salvador remains a pioneer, with its Bitcoin as legal tender strategy continuing to attract investment and tourism, while reinforcing Bitcoin's status as both currency and reserve asset. These developments reflect a steady normalization of Bitcoin in mainstream finance, where it is increasingly treated not just as a speculative play but as a strategic asset class. Mining and network updates. Bitcoin mining remains central to the network's health and security. Recent updates include mining difficulty adjustments, reflecting hash rate shifts, with miners optimizing operations in response to profitability changes and regional regulatory pressures. ASIC miner prices have softened slightly, allowing new entrants to acquire hardware at lower costs, potentially decentralizing mining power further. Sustainability debates continue, with renewable energy adoption becoming a competitive advantage for mining firms. Many operations are shifting toward hydropower and flare gas capture to reduce environmental impact while maintaining efficiency. These trends highlight Bitcoin's evolving security infrastructure and its ability to adapt under both market and regulatory pressures. Regulatory and community trends. The regulatory landscape for Bitcoin remains mixed, but clarity is slowly emerging. Governments and central banks worldwide are striving to distinguish legitimate crypto actors from fraudulent or non-compliant players. The crypto community is actively advocating for rules that balance innovation with consumer protection, pushing back against overly restrictive policies that could stifle growth. At the grassroots level, Bitcoin is continuing its mission of financial inclusion, particularly in underbanked regions where access to traditional banking is limited. Educational campaigns and community-driven adoption initiatives are expanding in Latin America, Africa, and Southeast Asia. This dual track of top-down regulation and bottom-up adoption is helping Bitcoin maintain its status as both a financial asset and a tool for social empowerment. Key takeaway: Bitcoin in 2025 remains a dominant force in digital assets, balancing its dual role as a store of value and a driver of technological and financial innovation. Price outlook. While volatility is likely to persist in the near term, the strong support base and institutional flows continue to support the long-term bullish case. Institutional adoption. Bitcoin's integration into portfolios and ETF markets is cementing its legitimacy in mainstream finance. Mining and network health. The network remains secure and adaptive, with sustainability efforts becoming more prominent. Regulatory climate. Clarity is progressing, albeit unevenly, with the potential to unlock further institutional participation. For investors and enthusiasts, staying informed is essential.